Hey guys, so it's Friday. I had so much energy when I woke up this morning. I started cleaning and organizing and getting stuff done, and now all of a sudden I'm hitting a crash. I have a lot of like shortness of breath. It's like really hard for me to breathe lately, but it's normal. I'm drinking way more water than I have been, and I think that's where a lot of my good energy was coming from this morning. This time is temporary. I know he's not always gonna be this little toddler running around being absolutely adorable. Those days are gonna expire on me and I don't wanna miss out on them. So I am also reminding myself, like, I may be kind of a little slower now, but I'm not missing out on anything with my kids. Like, that's so cool. All right, Najha's coming back, but we're getting through it. So yeah, today's 8 weeks. So I'm like in the thick of it. I am like at my peak. And while I was in the middle of talking with you guys, this is what I came back to. Okay, glorious time of day. Just put my little one down for his nap. He's still working on actually falling asleep. You guys are probably like, why do you always like come talk to us when he's down for a nap? And it's literally just because it's finally the time I can breathe. Well, breathe the best I can and just try and get my headspace right. So talking to you guys always is like just nice to like vent. Tomorrow we're supposed to be going to SeaWorld and to Shamu Spooktacular. So he's supposed to have like a costume on and everything, which I'm excited for. I just really hope I can keep up. My little one's about to wake up, but I'm just sitting here and like, I'm noticing I'm like beating myself up really bad today, and rightfully so. I really need this, but I am just like sitting here and I'm like watching other brands grow, following other people's content. I'm not making my own, and it's frustrating me. And I keep using, like I said, my son as an excuse, and being not my son as the excuse, but motherhood as the excuse. Seriously, I spent the entire nap time browsing through Instagram. I mean, granted, I was doing a bunch of stuff for my job because I was talking to clients and I was, you know, trying to learn. Instagram's algorithm changed this week and it's like really hurting a lot of brands. So yeah, I was like productive, but at the same time, I'm just like, why didn't I do more? I'm just lazy lately. I know it's pregnancy. I know it's pregnancy. I know it's pregnancy. I know that's why I'm not doing it, but I don't want it to be because of pregnancy. I don't want it to be because of motherhood. I want to be able to do all the things. And I know the problem is, the reason why I beat myself up is because I know I can. I could have spent this entire nap time being productive for my brand. And again, I was doing my work. I was being productive for my other business, but I really could have done better time management because I found myself doing a lot of research, but then after doing research, I got caught in the rabbit hole of just hanging out on Instagram. And during that time, I could have been building my brand. It's one of those things where you have like so many different things to do that you just like don't do any of them. That's like exactly how I live my life, and I hate it. I hate that that's how it is. That little one's awake, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him up. I am telling you guys, I cannot get my ish together to save my life. I can't have like my mindset like on one track. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have so much on my shoulders that it's like I don't want to add anything to them. I got my little one up from his nap. He put on Seinfeld. I had it on the Haunted Mansion, but for whatever reason, he decided to put on Seinfeld. Usually he puts it on Dateline. Dogs, I swear, I cannot do anything with them. I don't know why my hair is like so frizzy lately. Do you love mommy? Do you love mommy? Do you love mommy? Oh, do you love mommy? What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Go, 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 go. All right, just got back from a walk. I just needed to pass some time because I literally was just like sitting staring at a wall for a while. So we went ahead and we went for a walk, and it was really like necessary, really needed. I want to make sure I do it every day anyway. I was just like so disgusting. I didn't even feel like getting out, but we did it. Went for a nice walk, felt good. Now he's gonna play for probably another 15 minutes and then, or I guess 20, and then we're gonna go ahead and put him in the bath. Motherhood has been something that is so much more difficult than I ever thought it was gonna be. I had it in my head that motherhood was going to come completely easy, natural. It would be something that I would just excel at, and it would just be second nature to me. And while I think I am an awesome mom for my son, motherhood, I feel like there are so many flaws that I have. And that being said, I really was trying to think like, where am I having problems? Why am I having so many problems being able to structure my day around being a mom and building my career? And why am I having so many problems? I just see women who are able to do it, no problem, who are able to delegate their daily tasks onto other people. They're able to schedule their day out properly. And I really was trying to figure out where I fell short and why. And I kind of came to the realization, and my husband would literally laugh at me if he heard me right now. I have a very major I can't do it attitude when it comes to motherhood. And I didn't realize I had that attitude because I've always had a can-do attitude. There's never in my entire life been a time where I ever felt like I couldn't do something. And I thank my mom for that. She instilled that truly you can do whatever you want. We live in the same exact world. All of us live in the same world, and there's no one in this world who can tell us what we can and cannot do besides us. Other, like when it comes to your dreams, not, illegal stuff. But you get what I'm saying. Nobody can tell you what you can and can't excel at. You may have to work a little bit harder than the person next to you. They may have a little bit better of a skill for this, but you can get there. And I've just always been taught that. And so that's just in 100% all honesty of really the core of me. I've always had a can-do attitude, and I feel like breastfeeding is a huge proof of that. I had everything working against me. I had every reason to fail. I had every reason to give up and quit, but I didn't. I wanted to do it, and I knew I could do it. I knew if I kept on with it, I could do it. And it may have taken like 6 months for me to have a completely comfortable experience, but I did it, and we're still nursing today. I didn't realize though, when it came to motherhood, I have a can't do attitude. And that's not to say I'm not a good mom. What I'm saying is, when I found out I was pregnant again, immediately I'm like, how am I going to take care of 2 children? A lot of days it's just me. How am I going to take care of 2 children and build my career? How am I going to do this? I felt completely like there was no way I could physically do it. And thinking about it, like having all this time to like really process the fact that I'm going to have 2 children, I'm just sitting here thinking about it like, why can't I? Why am I not able to? I mean, I know now what it takes to build a milk supply. I know now what it takes to make sure that I'm nursing and pumping and providing enough milk so other people can feed my child. I now have such a down-packed, not schedule, but I'm so down-packed of what it takes to be able to ask other people for help now. And my husband wants to help, and I never was able to delegate onto my husband. I never wanted to delegate onto my parents because I didn't want to burden anyone, but I always forget that my husband is the other sole person who's supposed to be taking care of my son, and he wants that. Like, he aches for it. Whenever my son is gonna have some milk in a bottle, because we'll still give him a bottle if he needs milk and we're desperate to get milk into him, my husband will hold him like a small baby just to feed it to him. And it just shows that like there was so much that he was kind of robbed of, and I want to make sure that he has a little bit more with this new baby. And no, don't get me wrong, my husband fed him plenty of bottles when I went through all of my problems at the beginning. I mean, he was the sole person who fed this child. So he didn't miss out in the very beginning, but as the days went on, I mean, he did. I just forget. And my mom, I mean, I bet you my parents can count on one hand how many times they fed him. And I feel like that's something grandparents want to do. That's just, whenever you hold a baby, you always am like, can I give him a bottle? I just feel like that's such a natural thing to do. And so I feel like with this baby, I want to make sure that I don't feel like it's solely my responsibility to feed the child and to feed them and to nurture them and to provide for them and to be a parent to them. I want to make sure that I allow the grandparents to be a parent to my baby. I want to allow my husband to be a dad and be able to be that other person in the baby's life. Trust me, my son is obsessed with my husband. They are best friends. He's addicted. And the more I see that, the more I'm like, why did I feel like I had to do everything on my own? Like, now my husband just takes off with him and just plays with him all the time. And that could have happened before. Just because I was breastfeeding doesn't mean I couldn't have let that happen before. Basically, I kind of realized I have a very major I can't do it attitude. I'm pregnant. I can't edit right now because I'm nauseous. I'm pregnant. I'm too tired. I don't want to edit right now. I'm pregnant and I'm taking care of a toddler and I can't build my career right now. I can't. I'm pregnant. I have a toddler and I can't do it. That is what goes on in my head every single day. I know there's several of you who understand where I'm coming from. A lot of you stay-at-home moms, work from home moms. I know that some of you understand where I'm coming from, and if you were able to pull yourself out of that, please leave all your tips and tricks in the comments. I feel like I'm finally getting myself to this place where I'm like, why can't I do it? Something like editing. Yes, editing, YouTube production in general takes an eternity. It is a career, 100%. It takes a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of filming, editing. It takes a lot of work, a lot of brain power in order to have a successful YouTube channel and to have a successful brand. It takes a lot of time behind the scenes that you don't see. And so why can't I do that? Even if, let's say I get one video out a week, and let's say I schedule an hour a day to doing this, why am I incapable of doing this? I'm so annoyed with myself that I have put this limit on myself. I've told myself I can't do it. Yes, I can. And yes, I will. I even feel better when it comes to like this baby too. I felt good. I've been so, oh my God, I'm so excited thinking of having a newborn again. I'm gonna cry, but I'm so excited for it. I almost feel like I might be able to have another chance to have a really great experience postpartum, but don't let me go there. I have a lot of trauma postpartum wise, and so a lot of my fear was not about the pregnancy, wasn't about anything other than how it's going to be immediately postpartum, because I have a lot of trauma there. And I can even tell, even when I was at my appointment yesterday, it's like, even when, because she has to like check your cervix and, you know, they do the transvaginal ultrasound, I had a lot of like trauma as far as like when she was like wanting to, you know, use instruments to try and check me out and stuff. There was a lot of times I flinched, and she's like, literally, honey, you're acting like you're having the baby now. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just had a really rough day. The day I gave birth, and she was there. I don't know, I doubt she remembers me specifically, but she was the one who was there during all of it. But you don't see the doctor very much. You really only see the nurses. So it's like I saw her maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm so ready. Like, I feel so relieved. I feel like burden is lifted off my shoulders. Not burden, but like I feel like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders of me telling myself I can't do it. Like, hell yeah, I can do it. I am the only one standing in my way. Me, right here, I'm the only one. So I really want to remind myself that every day, try and figure out something, maybe put something on my phone just to remind myself that I'm the only one standing in my way. And I think everything is so much clearer now. Different goals I have in my head now that I'm gonna work on, and I know I talk about goals a lot with you guys, and it's been very difficult for me to hold on to them, but it's gonna happen. Morning, it is Saturday. I am waiting on my husband to get back. He had some stuff he had to do. I'm hoping he's bringing back coffee, but I don't know. We're going to SeaWorld tonight, so I'm hoping everything goes well. I feel really, really good today. I'm headed back to Starbucks because, yes, my husband did end up bringing back Starbucks, but for the 80 millionth time, they got the order wrong. I am not kidding. I don't know how many vlogs I've talked to you guys about where they get the order wrong. It happened last week. It happens every single week. So finally I was like, all right, I've had enough. So I wrote the Starbucks customer service team and just let them know, like, this is a weekly thing. Every single week they're getting our order wrong. And so they actually are crediting our card a good portion back, which is pretty cool, because we're having to now drive back and forth multiple times because he just brings the drink home. He doesn't, like, right when he put it on the counter too, I was like, did you get me pumpkin or did you get me vanilla? And he's just like, I got you pumpkin. And instead they just gave me iced coffee with cream with absolutely nothing inside. So it tastes like absolute garbage. The person who does drive through or whatever just sucks. I just cannot believe that they get the order wrong every single time. I'm dying right now. So I went to Starbucks to exchange my drink. All was good about that. I get in the drive-thru. I still have, like, I'm texting my husband and I'm just like driving through. Oh God, this is terrible too. This is like really nasty. I don't like it at all. Driving through, all is good, minding my business, driving through the drive-thru at Starbucks. And what do? I drive right past the window where you put your order in. And I would have normally said, hey, they messed up my order. Can I get a new drink? And would have been happy to say that in the window or in the speaker. Well, I drove right past it. And the sad thing is this isn't the first time I've done it. They have it like in like bushes pretty much. And so it's like, for some reason, I just like don't notice it. It doesn't like stand out.
So I can't be the only one who does it at this Starbucks. It's only this Starbucks. I've never done it anywhere else. And the guy, when I pull up, he was just like, okay, yeah, no problem. Just next time, if you can like put your order in at the radio or whatever, the speaker, so that way we can just have the drink ready for you when you come on up. And I'm like, yeah. And I didn't even bother explaining to him that I literally brain farted. I guess maybe I should have, because it would have made him have a better day. I should have just been like, I'm pregnant. He probably wouldn't have got it though, because he's a dude and dudes don't get it. And I remember last time I did it with my sister, and I was so embarrassed that I just kept going. I just drove right past the window and went to a different Starbucks. And the Starbucks, like, they're very few around here. I guess I wasn't meant to have a delicious iced coffee. I can't blame anyone but myself for being so dumb. I texted my sister and I was like, remember when I did that? I just did it again. And she's like, did you just pull on by like you did last time? And I'm like, no, I just sat at the window and just played dumb. And she just started cracking up, and then I called my husband and I'm like, I am so dumb. Like, I am class A dumb.
Morning, guys. Today is Sunday. I am tired. We went to SeaWorld yesterday and I did great. I did not have any issues at SeaWorld, which was amazing. We went to SeaWorld. It was so much fun. My son had a blast.